Hey friend, Colin here from Sumthins Recording, and today I'm going to show you how to EQ vocals to cut through the mix. Today we're going to be looking at EQing vocals to cut through in a track using EQ filters. And this is going to help you make sure you have enough room on your vocal to push it up in the track so it cuts through an entire mix. But before we dive in here, if you're looking to go a little bit deeper into the vocal mixing process and really start to dial in your entire EQ strategy, then I have just the thing for you. It is my ultimate guide to vocal EQ, and it's just a simple PDF that will walk you through the entire process of EQing your vocals, step by step, to help you get a polished and professional sounding vocal mix without any more of the guesswork. It is a completely free guide, and you can download it below using the link in the video description. Now let's jump in here and take a look at this vocal. So I'm going to start here, of course, by playing you this track. You can hear how the lead vocal sits inside the song. This is a cover song here, and then I will solo up the vocal, and we'll take a listen to it here by itself. There's actually no effects on this vocal, pretty dry sounding track. But here's our finished mix for this song.
You wreck me, baby. Yeah, you break me in two. But you move me, honey. Oh, yes, you do. You wreck me, baby. Yeah, you break me in two. But you move me, honey. Oh, yes, you do. You wreck me, baby. Yeah, you break me in two.
So you can hear our vocals got a lot of power to it. It feels very full, but it's still out front. Even though it's full and it feels big, it's not taking up so much space that we have to kind of pull it back in the track. It still sits out front, it still sits on top, and it still cuts through this mix. So let me play it one more time here inside the track, and I'll pull up our EQ.
You wreck me, baby. Yeah, you break me in two. But you move me, honey. Oh, yes, you do. You wreck me, baby. Yeah, you break me in two. But you move me, honey.
You can hear our processing is really just pulling this vocal forward to make sure it has enough energy to cut through in this track. Without it, it's a good recorded vocal, it's a good sounding vocal, just a little dull and a little flat sounding. Here's our EQ. This is the main bulk of the work that is making sure our vocal is pushing forward and cutting through in this track. We've got a big pair of electric guitars and a stack of background vocals as well that this vocal has to compete with our lead vocal here. The biggest contributor to making sure we have enough room to push this vocal forward is our high pass filter here. Take a listen. I'm going to play you this vocal without the high pass filter, and then I'm going to kick it in. I want you to pay attention to the difference it makes on this vocal.
You wreck me, baby. Yeah, you break me in two. But you move me, honey. Oh, yes, you do. You wreck me, baby. Yeah, you break me in two. But you move me, honey. Oh, yes, you do. You wreck me, baby. Yeah, you break me in two.
Our high pass filter is up at 195 hertz, so almost 200 hertz here on the vocal, 12 dB per octave slope. And what we're doing is we're rolling off all of this low end and all of this sub area on the vocal that isn't contributing positive energy to this vocal. It's giving us a lot of weight and a lot of heaviness in the bottom of our vocal that we don't need, that's not contributing to this track and to the energy and the character of the vocal. All that bottom end energy is just weighing down our vocal. And with all of that in there, our vocal feels louder, so we end up pulling our vocal back to compensate for all this energy we're getting in the bottom end that we don't need for the fundamental of our vocal here. Listen one more time with it, and then I'm gonna take out this high pass filter. Listen to how suddenly this other octave comes in on our vocal, and it feels heavier, and it feels like we have to pull it down further to get kind of the same place in the track. So with it, and then without it.
You wreck me, baby. Yeah, you break me in two. But you move me, honey. Oh, yes, you do. You wreck me, baby. Yeah, you break me in two. But you move me, honey. Oh, yes, you do. You wreck me, baby.
So by getting rid of a part of the sound that we don't need on this vocal, it leaves us more room to lift the rest of the vocal range higher in the track so it cuts through. With that extra lower octave and all that sub information, we have more headroom being taken up on the vocal. So we end up putting it lower in the track because there's more energy overall. We cut some of that energy and it leaves more room for us to highlight what's really important on this vocal track, which is from about 200 hertz up here. Take a listen. Let's throw it inside the track here without the high pass filter, and then I'll kick it in. I want you to listen to the difference of where the vocal sits inside the track here.
You wreck me, baby. Yeah, you break me in two. But you move me, honey. Oh, yes, you do. You wreck me, baby. Yeah, you break me in two. But you move me, honey. Oh, yes, you do. You wreck me, baby. Yeah, you break me in two. But you move me, honey. Oh, yes, you do. You wreck me, baby. Yeah.
With all that sub information in, our vocal feels more muffled, it feels more weighed down, kind of like there's a blanket over the microphone, and our singer kind of singing like this. We get rid of all that low information that we don't need, and suddenly our focus turns to all this brightness, all this mid-range presence on the vocal that's up in the mid-range and the top end here. That's what we want to hear from our vocal. So by getting rid of the stuff we don't need, we leave more room for the rest of it to shine through here. Let me do it one more time here, and we'll throw it back inside the track as well. So here's by itself, and then one more time inside the track.
You wreck me, baby. Yeah, you break me in two. But you move me, honey. Oh, yes, you do. You wreck me, baby. Yeah, you break me in two. But you move me, honey. Oh, yes, you do. You wreck me, baby. Yeah, you break me in two. But you move me, honey. Oh, yes, you do.
So if you're trying to get your vocal to cut through in a track, remember, getting rid of frequency ranges that you don't need gives you more headroom on your vocal to push it up higher in the track and emphasize the frequency ranges that are really important to your lead vocal. I hope that was helpful for you. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, if you're ready to go deeper into the vocal mixing process and really take your vocals to the next level, then you need to click the link in the description and get access to my ultimate guide to vocal EQ. This simple PDF is going to walk you through how to EQ your vocals to get professional and polished sounding vocal mixes without any more of the guesswork. Thank you so much for watching here today, and I will see you in the next video.